Hi, my name is Linda Berg, and I'll be the instructor for the course Neuroscience of the Senses. I am retired from the Central Intelligence Agency, where I was a scientist working on nuclear-related issues. My background is physics and math, and I have a PhD in physics. So I've always been interested in why people behave the way they do. So once I was retired, I started taking neuroscience and psychology, anthropology, sociology courses at George Mason University. And part of the curriculum, some of these courses covered how our senses actually work, which I found pretty absolutely fascinating, actually. So you really don't see with your eyes or hear with your ears, smell with your nose, and taste with your mouth. There are specialized cells and tissues within these sense organs that receive the raw stimuli, which is the input from your environment, and then translate them into signals that the nervous system can use. And the nerves, which are also called neurons, relay those signals to the brain, which interprets them along with other information from the other senses and from your previous experiences and so on. And then they translate that into, what you're seeing, what you hear, smell, taste, and touch. So this class is 10 weeks long. There's a lot of information to cover. The first class will go over some basics that you need to know to get the most out of the rest of the class. It'll go over the nervous system, the brain, and the different parts of the brain involved in the various senses, and talk in more detail about the nerve cells, which are the neurons that carry the information that your sense organs take in and then send to the brain. So the subsequent classes will focus on one of the senses. Some of the senses we may take two classes because there's a lot in some of them. And so you actually have more than the five basic senses, which we're all aware of, which is, your sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. So we'll cover the auditory system, which is your hearing, the visual system, which is sight, the olfactory system, which is smell, the gustatory system, which is taste, and then the somatosensory system, which actually covers touch and pain and temperature, the vestibular system, which has to do with your balance, and proprioception, which has to do with your body awareness. So during the discussion of the various senses, we'll also look at some of the problems that can occur with each and why from a neuroscience perspective, some comparisons to various animals and how their senses are different from the humans and why, and just some rather odd issues such as folks being able to hear colors, feel sounds, and taste shapes and why. I mean, that's called synesthesia. So the senses are crossing in the brain. So the last class will sort of be wrapping things up and look at some of the current research questions. So looking forward to the class. Thank you.